Hi everybody, this is Mr. Mittner and welcome to our first video, which is for Chem Phys at Castle High School. The idea of this is to go through the worksheet that we did in class today and help you understand it a little bit better. So let's get started. Number one, it says, which of the following is not a halogen? Well, if you remember, halogens I told you were these guys right here. So our choices are chlorine, which is a halogen right here, bromine, which is a halogen, fluoride or fluorine, which is a halogen right there, iodine, which is right here, and oxygen, which is here. Oxygen is not in this family, all right? It may want to be, but it can't be. Might be able to adopt it or something, but it's not in that family, so oxygen is letter D. That is the right answer for number one. It is not a halogen because these are the halogens. The next several questions have to do with the reading. It says, an atom has an atomic number of 54 and a mass number of 131. Answer the following questions about this atom. Well, 2 says, what is the name of this element? Well, the atomic number tells us the number of protons, and that gives us what the atom is, or what the element is. So 54, if I look that up, that ends up right here. So that is xenon. Xenon, not the warrior princess, but the element. Xenon is the element. That's 2. 3, how many neutrons does this atom have? Well, if the mass number is 131, and that would be the protons and neutrons together, and the atomic number was 54, if I subtract those, I will get 77. And this is the protons, this is the neutrons, and together they give me the mass. So I subtract to get the neutrons. And this tells me it's xenon, and the number of neutrons helps make up the mass. Remember, you can have different number of neutrons, you have isotopes, but this particular xenon atom has 77 neutrons by subtracting. All right, 3, what family does it belong to? These guys over here are the noble gases. Remember, I told you these are the alkali metals, these are the halogens, and these are the noble gases. So it's a noble gas. 5, how many electron shells does it have? Well, we start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells. Because we go rows across, periods. Every element in the same period has the same number of electron shells. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shells. 6, how many valence electrons? Well, we said all of these have 8. We didn't count these ones in the middle. We didn't talk about those, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So these have 8. 7, what's the mass number? Well, I gave it to you. It's 131 in the question. I asked that question because I want you to see the difference between that and atomic mass. Atomic mass is this decimal because that is an average of all of the atoms with all of the isotopes. So that would be 131.29 or whatever it is on the periodic table there. So that's the atomic mass. Number 9, the difference between atomic mass and mass number. Now remember, the mass number is for one atom and it's always a whole number. The atomic mass is a decimal because it's an average of all of the atoms with all of the different isotopes. So the right answer to that is the atomic mass is an average of all of the atoms and the mass number is specific to one atom. That's C. The right answer to 9 is C because mass number is one specific atom. Atomic mass is all of them, and that's why it's an average. And that's why we got here, because you never have one atom at a time. So that's why they list this on the periodic table as the average. Number 10, which of the following is the correct pairing of an element with its family? Now remember, these are the alkali metals, these are the halogens, these are the noble gases. So the first one says sodium, which is this, and a halogen. Not right. It's an alkali metal. These are halogens. B, neon, which is this, an alkali metal. These are noble gases. These are alkali metals. So neon is not correct. Iodine and halogen. That is correct. And then D, krypton is a noble gas and not an alkali metal. So iodine is a halogen. That is correct. It is C. And that is on number 10. Number 11. Which of the following elements has 5 shells and 2 valence electrons? Remember, shells are by period, so we've got 1 shell, 2 shells, 3 shells, 4 shells, 5 shells. So it's going to be this period. All of these have 5 shells. And then if it has 2 valence electrons, we count over 1, 2, and then we'd go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But 5 down and 2 over is strontium. And so that's the right answer, and that is A for 11. Turn the page over. Number 12. Which of the following is in the same family as nitrogen? Well, here's nitrogen. Families go up and down. Periods go across. So the right answer is phosphorus, B. Don't be thrown off by potassium. Potassium's over here. It's K. It's not. It's a long way from this family. So families are up and down. The right answer is P, phosphorus. 13. Which of the following would be considered an isotope of iron? Remember, iron, to be iron, has 26 protons. So any of the answer choices that doesn't have 26 protons is automatically wrong. So I can throw out C and D right away. So it's going to be A or B. Well, A says 56 neutrons, and B has a decimal. Well, I can't have an atom with a decimal number of neutrons. That's an average. So the right answer has to be A, because it's got a whole number of neutrons, 56. 26 protons tells me it's iron, and then it's going to have a whole number of neutrons for one atom. Okay, 14. Which of the following would not have one valence electron? Remember, these guys have one valence electrons, the alkali metals. So the only one on that list, what number are we on, 14? The only one on that list that is not in this first row is magnesium. All the others are here. So the right answer to that is B, magnesium. 15. An atom has 3 electron shells and 6 valence electrons. So 3 electron shells is 1, 2, 3, and 6 valence electrons. Remember, 1, 2, we skip these. 3, 4, 5, 6. These would be 7 and 8. 6, 3 down. Now don't start here, because remember, this top is a shell too. So 1, 2, that's sulfur. 1, 2, 3. It's sulfur. Okay, so that was 3 electron shells. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, sulfur. And I do not have, that's 15? I don't have that as a choice, so that's wrong with that was wrong with the sheet. That's what threw me here. It's sulfur. I messed up on that question. So the right answer is sulfur. My apologies on that. We will have hit that in class today, though. 16. Which of the following would be considered a chemical change? We've got burning, boiling, deposition, and freezing. Remember, physical changes, I don't change it. I speed up the atoms or slow them down or rearrange them in some way, but I've not made something new. Boiling, deposition, and freezing all have to do with a phase change or state change. So those are physical changes. When I burn something, I can't get it back to the way it was. It is a chemical change. So the right answer there is A. 16 is A. 17. Which of the following is a sign of a physical change where a solid becomes a gas? All right, so when a solid turns into a gas, that is deposition. That is sublimation. That is D. A, evaporation, is when a liquid becomes a gas. B, deposition, is when a gas becomes a solid. C, condensation, is when a gas becomes a liquid. And then D, sublimation, is the right answer. 18. Which of the following is not a physical change? So we're asking, what is a chemical change? Breaking glass is physical. Digesting food is the right answer. I cannot get it back once I digest it. It's not going to go back. I eat the cookie, I digest it, it's not coming back as a cookie. I've changed it. Painting a house, I didn't really change it. I just put something on it. Boiling water is a state change. It's still water. I can cool it down and get it back. So the right answer is B. 19. What part of the atom is directly involved in chemical reactions that take place? Bonds being formed or broken. The right answer is on the outside. When those atoms are bumping into each other, it's the outside that matters. And what's on the outside are electrons. So 19 is B. 20. How many electron shells does boron have? Well, here's boron. And we've got 1, 2. Remember, shells are counting down, and valence electrons are going over. So it has got one, it's got 1, 2, it's in the second. Valence electrons are how many in that outer shell. It would have 3 valence electrons, but it has 2 shells. So the right answer to that, what number was that? Boron. It is B, it is 2. All right. And then the next one, 21 through 25, is another one like we did before. And atom has an atomic number of 11. That's all I'm telling you. So that is this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and circle it. That is this one. So I have a bunch of questions I need to answer about sodium. The first one is how many valence electrons? It's in this first column. 1 is the right answer. 22, how many total electrons? Well, if it's got 11 protons, it's got 11 electrons because the pluses and the minuses have to be equal to each other, so it's 11. 23, what is this atom's atomic mass? Atomic mass is the average, so it's this decimal here, 22.99 or 22.98. That decimal is the atomic mass. How many protons does it have? 11. The atomic number is the number of protons. And then the last, how many electron shells does it have? Remember, 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers. The right answer is 3. As I go across periods, count down periods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the third down. That is the number of shells. I went really fast on this, I know, but I'm doing it so it all fits in a short video. Feel free to pause, rewind, look at this over and over again. I'll be in school early in the morning. If you want to come in and get additional help, you can come see me in the morning. Remember, on quizzes and tests, you can retake, be different versions, and you'll have to do some work before I'll allow you to retake, but you can retake to raise your grade. But I'm hoping that this helps. If you're having trouble or if you've been absent, again, you can also come in and see me with your sheet with any questions that this doesn't answer in the morning. Good luck tomorrow, and I hope you have a great night. Thank you.